6ix9ine has been involved in lots of beefs and has made a lot of questionable decisions throughout his career, but getting into a beef with El Chapo's family was definitely the pinnacle of questionable decisions he's made. Like your typical New York City rat, 6ix9ine will just not go away. He continues to rack up news stories and headlines about him, and his name will forever be tied in with the non-Trey Bloods, the New York City set that he notoriously snitched on a couple years back. And for those who didn't know, non-Trey's been making moves way before they plastered 6ix9ine as their mascot. While several of their members face racketeering charges along with 6ix9ine, they've for a long time been involved in the highest echelon of crime. Although most associated with New York, the non-Trey has members all across the East Coast. Matter of fact, their Philly set got a lot of attention recently due to their affiliation with another up-and-coming artist by the name of King Trub 93. Although he never got the opportunity for his music to take off, he made enough noise to have the feds on his back when they launched an investigation into him. King Trub's gang ties go back at least a generation. Both he and his mom were affiliated with the Mexican narco drug ring that supplied them with meth. Their connects to moving meth went so deep that the cops described it as having an unlimited supply. With their cartel tries, King Trub and his mom absolutely flooded the streets of Philly with meth. That is until 9-3 got booked for selling to an undercover cop. Both the FBI and the Pennsylvania State Police have been investigating King Trub and his mom for a minute and got enough evidence against him to bury him with a 15-year sentence. The Fed's investigation into King Trub definitely slowed up non-Trey's meth sales, but this is far from the only time that Treyway was affiliated with other organized crime syndicates. A federal wiretap once recorded dozens of phone calls between Edwin Spears, a five-star general at the non-Treys, and Joseph Perna, a high-ranking soldier at the Lucchese family, also known as one of the 5 original families in New York City. It turns out that the non-Treys and the Mafia brokered a deal in order to smuggle prepaid cell phones and drugs into New York City prisons. This was the first documented collaboration between La Costa Nostra and a street gang, going to show how well-connected Treyway was across the board. 6ix9ine's non-stop antics led to static with one of the most feared notorious gangsters of all time, El Chapo. And this was the time that 6ix9ine's career was at its peak. He was on the come up, but still considered one of rap's biggest supervillains. The last thing he was expecting at this time was a phone call from someone claiming to be El Chapo's nephew. That man's name? Jose Avila, who felt personally disrespected when 6ix9ine decided to bail on a show in Austin that Avila had been promoting. The situation got Avila livid to the point that he called 6ix9ine security and said if he doesn't pull up to the show, he's gonna get him thrown in jail and his mother deported. He claimed to know where 6ix9ine lives, and he dropped references to his own family ties, meeting his uncle, one of the, again, most feared drug lords since Pablo Escobar. All this happened when Tekashi's personal circle was in complete turmoil. 6ix9ine hopped on social media and tried to shout out Avila, saying he'd eventually make it out to Austin, but he also claimed that he cleaned house and fired everyone on his team. Tekashi didn't know it, but this was the beginning of the end for him. Isolated and with no one to trust, Tekashi's Treyway connections were about to turn on him and the FBI was about to swoop down and pick him up. This may have been one of the very rare situations in human history where someone is lucky to get picked up by the FBI. With Tekashi in federal custody, he got a pass from Avila on whatever he had planned to do to him.